Back to Brilliant Fools. My name is Adam Green, and we're still exploring the I style of behavior this week. I being inspiring and influential and sometimes impulsive and irresponsible. Is it irresponsible? I think that's a common misconception from the I style of behavior. And if I'm looking at it at a broad view of this behavior, if there's somebody who's constantly living in it, that can be the feeling. Life is a party, carefree, worry-free. Let me just go about whatever it is that I want to do because I want to do it. So it can almost seem like their joy is a lack of caring. They're not caring about what's going on. They're not caring about what's happening in life, in my life, in other people's lives. Yeah, they don't have there's not a stranger in the room for them. Everybody's a friend, but they don't remember anybody's name 5 minutes after they leave the room too, right? If I'm not right in front of them, then, maybe they're the ones who never respond to text messages or whatever. That can seem like it's the case. And yet at the same time, if I'm looking at it honestly, then what I think tends to happen is that I judge other people by their behavior, and I try to identify them by their behavior. But I don't want to be judged by my behavior. I want to be judged by my intentions, right? So that's interesting to me that we define other people by their behavior, but we define ourselves by our intentions. And it's almost the justice for you, mercy for me kind of mentality, where I know I didn't intend to be that way. I intended to be loving. I intended to be caring. I intended to be responsible. But so it's really more a word of caution as I'm looking at these people who love to have a good time, who seem worry-free and carefree. It's not that they're uncaring. It's not that they're irresponsible. It's just that they do things a little bit differently than me. In fact, I can think of an example. Someone who's a very inspiring speaker, very much brings people along and draws you in, and you have a good time with them, and you really enjoy what they say, speaker or comedian, anything like that. They can seem like they're just carefree, worry-free, and yeah, that's great for them, but they're not very responsible. And yet, the ones who are really good at it doesn't tend to necessarily come naturally to them, at least not all the way, but they put a lot of work in behind the scenes in order to get to that point, in order to get to that moment where they can be inspiring and they can bring people in and they can influence people. The joy that people have, if something really hard is going on, if something really uncertain is happening and somebody's still joyful, it can seem uncaring. And yet, if they understand that the joy of the Lord is their strength, then they understand that's how they move forward. That's how they continue on. That's how they get through this hard time. And it can be very caring. And to bring other people along with that, lift other people in the midst of hard times can be very caring. So as easy as it can be to judge someone who's living in an I style of behavior, let's not be too quick to judge. Let's not be too quick to judge at all. The Bible says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything give thanks. That's a worry-free life right there. Jesus said, don't worry about tomorrow, what it's going to bring. Don't worry about where you're going to get clothes or food or anything like that. God's got it taken care of, and he's got you taken care of. That's a worry-free life. It's commanded by Jesus, and he modeled it. He modeled it. Do you think he was uncaring? Do you think he was irresponsible? Not at all. Not at all. So this one's been a little bit shorter today, but I wanted to get it out there, some of the misconceptions that come up with this I style of behavior and how we can be a little more cautious not to misconceive other people, but to really enjoy that style of behavior, really enjoy those who are in that style of behavior without a fear of being irresponsible or uncaring. I hope this has been helpful, and until next time, thanks.